An aquatic seed grown in eastern India has successfully transitioned from a localized subsistence crop into a globally exported, high-margin superfood. This chart illustrates the global market share of Makhana production. Because the crop requires highly specific climatic conditions, the single Indian state of Bihar commands an absolute monopoly, yielding over 90% of the world's supply. Until recently, Bihar's agricultural economy was largely unorganized. The crop was harvested primarily for regional consumption and domestic trading. Controlling nearly all the supply of an obscure local staple uniquely positioned the region to capture rapid economic growth the moment international demand began to climb. That demand surged as Western consumer preferences shifted. Makhana inherently meets the exact profile of a modern premium snack. It is naturally vegan, gluten-free, and high in protein. This nutritional profile allows exporters to bypass specialty ethnic markets and compete directly for consumer dollars on the shelves of mainstream grocery chains in the US and Europe. Directing attention, this comparative chart reveals the resulting margin expansion. While raw, unbranded Makhana sells locally for a few dollars per kilo, flavored and packaged varieties retail overseas for $20 to $30 per kilo. Lifting the product's economic ceiling so drastically created an overwhelming financial incentive for suppliers to tear down and rebuild how the crop was processed. The structural rebuild began with brand protection. In 2022, the Indian government awarded Mithila Makhana a geographical indication, or GI tag, establishing strict quality standardization and regional exclusivity. This flowchart shows how the supply chain evolved. The legacy system was highly fragmented and plagued by profit-leeching middlemen. Today, it operates on a streamlined path from farmer to local processor to direct export. Eliminating those redundant layers of brokers directly incentivize domestic entrepreneurs to build modern processing units near the farms themselves. By keeping the roasting, flavoring, and packaging local, farmers and regional processors can load finished, high-margin products directly into the international shipping network. Combining the GI tag's brand protection with a compressed supply chain ensures the bulk of the wealth generation shifts back to the primary producers, elevating the state's broader tax base. The Makhana trade demonstrates that holding a localized agricultural monopoly yields massive international profits when the product aligns precisely with global health trends. However, a critical threat looms. Scaling aquatic farming to meet surging export demand runs the high risk of permanently depleting local water tables. Bihar's long-term economic trajectory relies entirely on managing that tension, capturing premium global margins while enforcing strict ecological sustainability at home.